We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. Well, it's usually a springtime sport, but back on December the 29th at Alberta Banks, they were raising a racket for tennis. Michael Dionne from Gainesville won the Ultimate Tennis Division 3.0, beating Brandon Haley from Lawrenceville. Actually, this is a pretty amazing story. You know, Michael just started up tennis again about a year ago after about a 3-decade break. He also has had hip surgery, and he's beating players half his age. As for Brandon, well, he's made it to the Sweet 16 several times in his division, but never made it to the finals. And that final match went to 3 sets. Brandon winning the first set, and Michael winning the next 2 to take the men's 3.0 title. The 3.0 division had about 300-plus players, with 128 players making the playoffs. After the match, they both spoke with HCS TV's Jimmy Giles.
Today was a culmination of a comeback for me, and just having a good time getting back into tennis. Well, it's just been a miracle. Picked up the racket, quit judo and wrestling April because my hip got bad. Picked up the racket for the first time in 30 years. The last racket I played with was a T2000 and a wood racket. So I hadn't played tennis at all. Came back with some of my friends, Jimmy and the guys at Longwood Courts and all the folks, and to be able to compete at all is just a miracle, having had the hip replacement in December. So the recovery for me is a blessed recovery. It's a tremendous event for me. I'm just overjoyed with being able to play and hit and run. I think being an older fella, it seems that as Brandon said, I tend to warm up in the second set and get things going and run a little bit better, and I think that was a good factor for me.
Obviously, my goal was to get as far as I can and win, but my main goal was to get to the Sweet 16 and I got farther than that, and I met a lot of competent players, and I always knew looking at the playoffs that Michael Dionne was going to be one of my opponents in the finals if I make it, and guess what? We were, because he's a good player. So I tried as hard as I could to beat him, but he's a really good player. So overall, it was a good experience. I love Ultimate Tennis compared to all the other places. I found what my style of game was more, and then I just try to hone my skills and keep a positive attitude. And I think the positive attitude really carried me on throughout the whole tournament.
Not a bad haul for them. In addition to playing for the title, they got water bottles, T-shirts, and trophies, and Michael got a gift certificate for $250. I'm back to wrap it up when HCS TV concludes.